Hello, hello. YouTube is telling me that I am live. Before I address the live audience, let me just real quick say something to the people who will be watching this as a recording. Chances are you will be watching this as a recording and you have missed me live. I still believe that you will have a lot of value from the stream and watching it, going through it. We are going to be talking today, and I'm going to be sharing some thoughts on the subject of starving farmers versus sound farmers. And I'm going to be talking a little bit more about what I mean with that. Hey, everybody, really glad you are here. Can you all hear me all right? If somebody could write in the chat, I hope that the connection is stable enough and that you can hear me. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So I just want to share with you right from the start here the value that you will get from the stream, because I want to provide you with something. And I wrote this in the description already. And I want to talk about the subject of farming. And farming is very challenging and can be very hard. But with the stream, I think I can leave you with the knowledge what common and harmful misconceptions are about how you should farm. Understand the most important aspects of your farming journey, and know how to farm successfully and where to find the tools for it. I believe that's the value that I hope you will be able to get from this live stream. And at the end of the live stream, I think that we will probably go on here for 30 to 60 minutes somewhere. Depends on how engaged you guys are and how it goes. But towards the end of the live stream, I hope to pay more attention to the live chat and hope to answer some comments and chat with you guys. I will be very limited in my ability to monitor the live chat as I speak. So those of you who watched my video that I posted earlier today, for some of you guys it was last night, but it was early this morning for me. I shared a comment that I had received, and let me just say straight out that I am not bothered or frustrated by comments like that. Some people said, "Oh, ignore the trolls and don't give any attention to the haters." That is not why I took that comment, and that's not why I'm reacting. I just wanted to take advantage of that comment and some other comments that people repeatedly type and share when they comment on the videos, because there are a lot of misconceptions about farming in general. And so the comment, it read that if you think, and I had shared a video of me doing the chores here on this farm, and the comment read, "Well, if you think this is farming, then you will starve in the US. It's a tiny herd," and so on and so on. And it was also referring to you saw the comment on the thumbnail of this live stream. It was also referring to the cattle being so tiny. And there are just a lot of issues with this kind of thinking. But before I'm not here to bash this person. I actually believe that this person wasn't a troll at all. I actually believe that this person really just spoke their mind, which is okay with me. So there are a lot of issues with comments like that generalize that and basically imply that farming should be the same everywhere, because that's how people view it, how people are used to it. People look at this, and that's what industrial agriculture is about, that you do farming the same way everywhere. But here's the first truth that I just want to share with you guys, which makes me react to when people comment or say something like that. Every farm should be absolutely unique, because you are unique. If you do exactly the same as somebody else, then you're doing something that is not you. And so, because every person is unique and every farmer is unique, every farm should also be unique. And everybody has a different holistic context. Now, common misconception and harmful misconceptions about how farming should be, it comes exactly from this kind of thing, the kind of industrial agriculture, the kind of farming schools that I went to originally in 2003 through 2006. I went to a farming school, and they teach the same thing everywhere. They do not teach you that you have a unique holistic context, you have a unique family, you have unique relationships, you have a unique land, you have unique financial situations, and all that requires you to manage that holistically in order for you to have success. So want to take a moment before I go on to just say hello to all of you guys. I'm really excited that you're here, that you're joining in. I see people from all over the place, both from Europe and from the States. And I said this earlier, while I share now in the beginning of this live stream, I will not have so much time to tend to your chats and to your comments in the live chat. Once I've gone through some points that I want to share with you all, I will pay some attention to the live chat. But I'm glad if you're typing this. I'm glad if you're giving it a thumbs up, and so on. I'm really appreciating that. Thanks for being here, guys. So there are just very dangerous misconceptions. And so one part of this comment that I got earlier was, these cows are tiny. Well, let me say again, because somebody also brought this up. Yes, this farm that I'm farm sitting currently, this is a hobby farm. Okay. It was actually really ironic to me how the comment said, you will starve if you think this is farming. Well, I know what the person meant by that, but it's just funny that this farm is for producing food for the farmer and his family, and they have a few thousand trout to feed them, and they have 15 cattle that will feed them. So they are certainly not going to starve. I know that's not what he meant, or she, but anyway, look, here's the thing with comments like this. I know of farmers, they have 3 or 4 dairy cows, and they make 2 full-time incomes with it. There are people who rent a 30-foot container growing mushrooms. They make 2 full-time incomes off of it. You cannot use what we are trying to be told from the industrial agriculture industry and say that is farming. Okay, there are so many different ways of doing things. When you direct market, when you build yourself your own customer base, there are so many opportunities. And so many people don't want to go into farming because they think that it looks a certain way, where in reality, it is the farmer who first and foremost manages his or her and their family's life. And so it's unique to you, okay? And holistic management, something that's very dear to my heart, which I believe is the only known way that I know of how we can successfully manage all these aspects, the land and the land's health, the finances, and our relationships. And it is just very important that you know what it is you want, and then you go for that. Because first of all, you're going to lose heart if you go do something that other people are doing, and it is your dream, it is your life, it is what you want to do first and foremost. So another thing that was really interesting to me, and which is a big misconception, was you need to be big. You need to have a big farm in order to earn money. And this is simply not true. I mean, the thing is, we have a huge problem with farmers all over the world, especially in all the Western cultures, where we just have gone bigger, more technology into the farming world. And those farms are not more profitable. They are bigger and they have a higher gross, but they do not make more money. There's this tendency in farming, I think this tendency can be anywhere, even in a private budget, okay, and in any other business. But especially among farmers, there's this tendency of the gross growing, but the expenses are just growing with it. And this is also something that holistic management addresses. Holistic financial planning really deals with this. that you can counteract that with a certain planning procedure. Now, so, honestly, for me personally, I would rather have 5 cows and not make a profit than 150 cows and not make a profit, because 150 cows would be a lot more work, right? So ideally, I would want to have an operation that does create a profit for me, but size doesn't have anything to do with it, trust me. So we have farmers all over the world and even in the States, and the average age of the farmer is in the mid 60s, and they are the most depressed people group, and they have the highest suicide rate, and so it's a very tricky thing to criticize people in regenerative agriculture or that have smaller farms and smaller operations who do things differently, because trust me, what we see in the industrial agriculture is nothing I would want, and it's nothing that anybody should want for that matter. So there are a lot of issues. Another thing was, and a big misconception, that many farmers still have, many industrial farmers, you need to have these bigger cows. Bigger cow means more meat, means more money, for example. Well, no, it totally and entirely depends on your holistic context. So at this farm, where, by the way, again, I'm going to say this again, the farmers here have both the fish and the cattle for their own needs, for meat supply for them. They have extremely steep slopes, very steep land, and they need small livestock. Sheep would actually be more ideal, because heavier cattle, they would just break the landscape, trample down and break the grass on these very steep slopes, and so it wouldn't make any sense for this farm to have larger cattle. So generalized statements like that are a big problem. And you can't say this is a bad breed, this is a good breed. No, it depends on your holistic context. I saw earlier somebody asked what is holistic, and I will deal with that in a little bit. So again, hey, welcome everybody. I see the numbers are changing sometimes. I'm going to go through some points on this live stream. We're talking about starving farmers versus sound farmers. And at the end of this live stream, I'm planning on going 30 to 60 minutes here. I'm going to deal with some questions that you guys have. So what do I mean with sound farmers? Starving farmers was obviously a little bit of a wordplay based on that comment that I received, but sound farming, I mean safe and sound. I mean sound as an adjective. I mean safe and secure, financially secure. I don't mean the noun sound as in music. So I think every farmer should be a sound farmer. Every farmer should be a secure farmer. And that starts with you defining for yourself what you value the most, and to define who manages what in your situation. Is it you, or is it you and your spouse, or is it also some other team members? And just really pinning down all the resources that you have. This is what we call in holistic management your holistic context. Now, this is very different to a context. Everybody has a context, and everybody, Alan Savory says this very often, as far as he knows, any human being has always made decisions based on some kind of contextual thing. and a holistic context is something different. A holistic context is something that you really define for yourself, that will define for you what you value the most, and then you want to make sure that you stay on track of reaching that, and that you don't deviate from that route. So this is already the point where I said, understand the most important aspect of your farming journey. Look, how-to videos are great. And I have created a lot of how-to videos. How-to videos is what I first went to. And I can easily get carried away by good videos out there on YouTube, where I just go and I watch different YouTubers or farmers do things, but there is a big danger with that. And I have already a live stream planned that is dealing just about how-to videos and the danger of it, and where to start instead. But let me just say here real quick that you need to start with who you are and what you really want. You need to start by creating your holistic context. Holistic management is something, to answer the question that was in the comments earlier. Holistic management is something that describes for you or helps you to define what you value the most. Look, if that's faith, then faith is part of that. If that is land stewardship and so on, it is for you personally. And then there are different planning procedures as well, but it helps you to stay true to that. Okay. So this is a very important point, that you start with yourself and before you watch how-to videos. Because look, here's the danger, and this is very important. Here's the danger of YouTube videos. Even the danger of YouTube videos like I share them and like I post them. You can see cool farm operations, you can see inspirational YouTube videos, and you can get excited about most of that stuff if you like farming and nature and animals, okay? Or vegetables or trees or whatever. You can get excited about most of those things. And you could see yourself at that moment doing some of those stuff. I mean, you go and have a farm visit, and none of these things are wrong. These are all great. I love watching other videos. I love visiting other farmers, good farmers. But the danger is that you just copy that and implement it to your farm, and you do not know for sure if that's really you. If that really brings you closer to your desired life, especially it might, if it still will in 5 years from now or 10 years from now. And so that is what holistic management can help you with. Holistic management is a decision-making framework, an aid for you to stay true to that and to be able to manage all these aspects together: the land, the finances, and your family, your relationships. So where can you find help and tools with this, for this? Many people have heard about holistic management in the context of holistic planned grazing. And holistic planned grazing is just one planning procedure, one planning process within holistic management. It's not holistic management itself. In fact, when you go through holistic management training, you go through the fundamentals of holistic management very thoroughly, and you need to understand those first. And then you go first through holistic financial planning before you even come to holistic planned grazing. Now, the holistic management is not just holistic planned grazing. Holistic management is what I shared with you earlier. It's this framework that helps you to make decisions, and it helps you to manage all these variables that exist and stay true to what you value the most. Look, as an example, we all make decisions, and we try to do it as good as we can, right? We try to do it with the experience we have. We try to do it with the knowledge we have. We try to do it as careful as we can to reach success. But it is extremely hard and challenging to think of everything. And one thing that we have not done successfully on our farms and on our homesteads for many, many years is that we have not understood how close and how closely knit together the culture of the people, your family, your relationships are with the land and the finances. You cannot separate those three. You just can't. And in order to have farming success, you need to manage these things together. That's what we call holistic management. And so, to come back to this comment and some other comments that I got as well, anybody coming to you and telling you you should do it this and this and this and this way, well, maybe there's some truth to it, maybe not, because you have a unique holistic context. And if you have created that for yourself and for your farm, first then do you know if that even applies to your life, your farm, your land. And so that is the value I want to leave you guys with today. And my encouragement to you. Look, I'm going to be extremely honest with you guys at this point. I got into regenerative agriculture together with my wife, my amazing wife, Alex. I got into regenerative agriculture with her in 2011. Okay, I was trained as a farmer at a natural resource school in Sweden in 2003 through 2006, but we first got into regenerative agriculture in 2011. And boy, did we do a lot of mistakes. We made so many mistakes. We learned through trial and error, and we struggled a lot. Those were so valuable, those experiences. But if I would have managed holistically, understanding the impact that one decision has on all the other aspects, that the land, the people, and the money need to be managed together, not apart from each other. If I would have understood that, our farm would have been, or let's not say the farm, but we would be at a different place than we are today. So you guys know that my wife and I, we are planning on moving to the US. We're waiting for my visa. My wife's family, a lot of friends live in the US. And we hope to own land there sometime. Look, I've been farming for, what is it now, 12 years almost, in regenerative agriculture. I've never owned my own land. So it's possible, but it has been challenging. A dream of ours is to own our own land. And this is something that we have defined. This is something that's part of our holistic context. And since we're managing holistically, we are able to move closer to that goal, focus without big detours. And that's what we are thankful for. Look, holistic management is not just about land health and forage growth and moving livestock. There are governments that manage holistically based on the methods of Alan Savory. There are organizations. There's actually a Savory hub at a university that's not even a farm that manages holistically. Holistic management is made by farmers for farmers, so we benefit the most from it, but it is for anyone. And we are managing our life. We don't own a farm yet, but we're managing our life holistically. And like I've shared before, for us personally, what we value a lot is defined in our holistic context. And so some people say, well, doesn't this replace God? Well, for us, God is part of what we value the most. So no, it doesn't. So this is what I wanted to share. And for those of you guys who are in farming, who are in homesteading, who are maybe struggling, who maybe have been at it for a few years, and you're maybe wondering, have we gone too fast? You're maybe wondering, should we invest into something else? Or you have the dream of farming. Look, my answer is going to be the same to all of you. Holistic management is a tool that enables us to define our desired life and to get there. And it is like a good friend next to you that will tell you the truth objectively. That's a very powerful tool to have. And I want to encourage you guys. And look, if you want to learn more about this, I am an accredited professional with the Savory Institute. I do teach holistic management. I am very soon here in the next week or two, we're gonna share our new website. I have had a consulting business here in Austria for the last few years. While we have been more or less absent from YouTube, we had to build this up to provide for the family. And I'm going to extend that now, and I'm preparing this business, so to speak. My wife and I are preparing this business, so to speak, for our move to the US and for you guys as an international audience. So you feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out, because my desire is, listen very carefully to what I wrote on the thumbnail. My desire is not for sound farming. That too. but my desire is to have sound farmers. Look, we care about the farmers, about the people involved. And if the people are doing well and taken care of, then the farms are taken care of. That's what we noticed in our life, that if we are well, if we are educated, if we do well physically, if we do well spiritually, and so on, then we can take care of something well also. And that is my heart, sound farmers. And I can't wait to share more with you guys. But I thought, I really hope that this has helped some of you guys. If this has helped one of you guys, I believe that this live stream has been worth it. So I want to take the time now. Again, welcome to everybody who is here. I think people have been coming and going a little bit, but I'm really excited for all of you to be here. And at this point in the live stream, I've been going pretty much nonstop here for 25 minutes. So I'm going to try to pay a little bit more attention to the chat. So if you have some questions, guys, please ask them now, and I would love to share my answer with you and my input. I'd also love to hear from where you're watching. Hey, if you would just type into the chat from where you're watching, I always love seeing that. Let's see here. Yeah, somebody posted here. We used to sell grass-finished beef before the pandemic. We were always sold out. Plenty of people who want to eat healthy will support you. That's awesome. I fully agree. So let's see here. Bosnia. Oh my goodness. Michigan. Single mom on 40 acres in Arizona. More power to you. Hey, look, you have it tough. You single mom, 40 acres. I can only imagine. But listen, you know, Alex and I reach out to us. We'd love to chat with you, and we believe that holistic management can really help you in these tough spots. Let's see here: Southern California, Massachusetts, Florida, Texas, Georgia, Tennessee. Hey, Minnesota. It's so good to see you guys all. I saw there was somebody from Germany earlier, Bucharest. Wow, Virginia. What part of the States are you moving to? Well, we plan, we hope, we pray for East Tennessee, but you know, that's our plan, and we have no other intentions, but the Lord directs the steps, so we'll see. North Florida. North Florida, and I would love to connect with others who want to live and farm holistically by combining resources and knowledge. Hey, look, I plan on doing these live streams regularly, and I really hope to be able to give something of value to farmers who are open for this thought and change of mind of managing holistically. And on these live streams, you'll be able to hang out with a lot of like-minded folks. So I hope to see you around here. Mountains of North Carolina, driven through there. Beautiful place. Scotland. Awesome. Newfoundland. Wondering if you will be getting breast chickens again. Probably, you know, we have had them offered to us by folks that once we get sort of love. Yes, it does, definitely. The fundamentals of holistic management teach you the ecosystem processes, the four ecosystem processes, which are the same on all soils and in all climates, pretty much. So when we understand those, we can really work with any type of soil, though there are different challenges. You're absolutely right. Would you consider northern Michigan? I don't know. I'm really looking forward to a little bit warmer, guys. How's the visa coming along? Well, we're still at step 2. So we're looking here probably at moving in the summer if everything turns out. You guys can really pray for us there. Smoky Mountains in Northeast Tennessee. Well, that's the area we would like to move to. Good to hear from you. Thinking holistically, I struggle with the pricing of food to sell to people. I feel that low income should be able to experience, but the cost of raising is tough to offer at cheap. Thoughts? Very good point. Look, before I talk to the pricing issue real quick, in holistic management, when we look at each enterprise individually, we look at where's the weakest link. Is it in the resource conversion? Is it in the product conversion, or is it in the marketing? And maybe you say now it's the pricing that you struggle with. Well, maybe your weakest link in that operation is actually not even the marketing and selling, but it might be in the resource conversion or product conversion. Look, I recommend really diving deeper into holistic management. But if it is the marketing conversion, well, you know, you need to know what you want, and you need to do your gross profit analysis for each enterprise. You obviously need to decide whether or not an enterprise makes sense for where you are or not. We plan on moving quite rural, but we want to be a blessing to the local community, and it's where we were planning on moving. In general, people don't have as much money, and we are aware of that. But then you need to decide, okay, am I going to take a trip once a week into the city, or what will we do? I can't tell you in detail everything, everything that you need to do in your situation, but you should do some market research. You should maybe find a niche. In rural areas with typically poorer people, everybody has some chickens somewhere, and you don't need to try to sell eggs. Probably, there's just a lot of things to discuss there. But I don't know your specific situation right now. But hey, coming up here in the next weeks, with the new website, I am going to offer a very cool and personal way for me to consult you through something that's called Volley app. Really awesome tool. Can't wait to share that with you guys. So if any of you would be interested in working with me, we can. You will see that in a few days or in a week or so. Canada, awesome. Pretty glitchy audio. Well, I hope that the internet will work out here. I hope that the connection is not too bad. I see for some reason, and I don't know why, the Wi-Fi is very low on my computer, which is weird. It was full when I started. Let's see here. Maybe one or two more questions and we call it a night. Getting a fold of Highland cattle. Awesome. Well, I hope it'll work well for you. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I have a question. Oh man, some random and weird comments in here. What would you like to farm here? Okay, let me wrap things up with that question. Like I shared earlier in the video, my wife's and my heart's desire is to farm ourselves, to provide food for our family, to direct market to the local community and maybe have a few products that are a little bit of a niche that we can market a little bit more expensive to maybe some folks closer to the city. And then also that our farm will be a training site where people can come, where we do workshops. I hope to be able to do workshops on root cellar builds, on tapping springs, on pond building, on holistic management, especially. So those are the things. Now, how that will look exactly, we have gone through a lot of different enterprises and done gross profit analyses for those enterprises. But it will come down to where exactly we will settle and what land we will have. So it'll depend upon that. But one thing I can tell you is that my focus will be on enterprises that don't require high external inputs. So if you have to buy in a lot of feed, I am not sure that I want to rely on that as my main stream of income that covers most of the expenses on the farm. We've all seen in the last year or two how prices have just skyrocketed and gone nuts, and it makes it extremely hard to calculate. The things that have stayed the same are the sunlight and the rain, and so they are free. and I want to have enterprises that have that as their backbone. That's all I can say at the moment. So okay, guys, I want to thank you. um, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for staying true to this channel. And like I said earlier, I hope that you got some value out of this live stream. I would love to share more with you about holistic management. If you want to reach out to us, we're still using this email, swedishhomestead@gmail.com. You can reach out to us there and ask some questions. And I'm planning on doing more of these live streams in the near future. I am right now in the works of setting up a streaming software so that I can share links and images right in the live stream. And I hope that the quality of all of that will be a little bit better. I hope this was not too choppy. But again, thanks guys for watching. Thanks for praying for us. Thanks for praying for my visa to come. We're quite excited. So have a good day or a good night wherever you are, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.